Alright. Tomoe no Gozen. Tomoe no Gozen is a 4-star archer, which pops up very soon. How soon? We're talking about October soon. He will be in Shimosa with many other characters like Muramasa, Tapu. Her story wise is actually a little sad. She barely pops up. But other than that, we do get to see her at least one. And I understand what's going on. TLDR, if you don't know who she is, she's a demonic Oni. That was entrusted to slay other Oni. She's essentially a demon Oni slayer, but she is technically an Oni, which is weird. She's a female demonic humanoid servant that's weak to Emma issue. Her alignment is Giga neutral. She is true neutral, one of the most neutral people on the planet. She gains decent amount of star gen. Her MP is almost 1. Does suck a lot of star. She does have a passive star absorption. Now her art count, trash. But where you at, damn it? As you can see, her noble, her art count, not bad. Her art gain, not bad. I think it's one of the easier ones, nicer ones, just due to the fact that you can QAA or AQ to kind of get a 7, 8, 5, 3. Like, it's not 1 and 2 unless you do it in the very first one. So you can and have a possibility to gain a little bit more art card, which is nice. So you are kind of guaranteed to get the third art. Like, as long as you put art in the back and get 13 to 10 to 15, depending on the style. So as long as you don't put her in the front of the card, except arts and except art, she's gonna gain decent amount of it. Of course, busters are busters. You're not gonna get shit from busters. Actually, I'm going mega hard on. And then, yeah, 2 hits, 3 hits with extra 5 hits. It is nice because the extra 5 hits get off. Now that I got it more organized. She does have that extra 5 hits, which is very decent. I do like her kit a little bit. We're gonna move on. So, Archer Inferno, aka Tomoe no Gozen, demonic magic. Increase party's attack for 3 turn by 19%. Increase own MP damage for 3%. It is B, so it's not completely 20%, 30%. In my opinion, that's fucking trash. But not bad. I wouldn't say it. The difference is 1 to 2%. Not the biggest thing in the world, but I do want level 10s to be preferring kind of to the 30% attribute, but that's perfectly fine. It's not the best ability in the world, but it does reward you by giving additional at least 10% if you 10 it. It is party increase in damage, so it's not too shabby. Knowledge of the chaotic battle increases own crit star absorption by 3 turns by 600%. Increase party star gem 3%. I like this one because it's not your own, but your party. Means that if you can't generate stars, as long as you have a star generator in your party, he's kinda destined to absorb it next turn. That's cool. I like that. This is a very nice one, just due to the fact that Star Gen is party, Crit Star Absorption is solo that lasts turn. Adrenaline Rush grants self-cut status one time for 5 turns. On the lower end of 2k, but that's perfectly fine. It lasts for 5 turns. I like guts that last for 5 turns. Increase max HP for 5 turns as well. Not only you get a max HP bonus, you get a gut status lit. They both last at the same time, so I really do like this one. The thing is that it is 2k, and then if you look down here, it is 3k max HP. In my own opinion, if you're not going to use this as solo, or if you're not her waifu, I don't think this entire thing is worth it. I would just go for 6 instead of 10, just because having max HP is nice. Don't get me wrong, it's nice, but guts is not what I'm looking for. If you're going to solo her, yes, and that girl, she is one of the another ones that's kind of created for solo mechanic. Her magic resistance is nice, 17.5. Increase own critical damage by 10. She does have Madness enchantment, and you'll understand later on in life. That'll increase her Buster performance by 2%. Not bad, because she is a Buster oriented. So this 2% is decent. Her Noble Phantasm is anti-unit, aka means 1 damage. Deals 1 damage to enemies. Reduce their crit attack chance by 20% per turn. Inflict 1000 burn damage to them. Now, the interesting part is inflict threat of fire status for 5 turns to them, meaning that this increases damage of fire on them. So burn damage rate is 100%, meaning that if I remember correctly, this does 2k burn for 5. It's either 2k or 1,100 damage. I forgot how the multiplier works. Essentially, for 5 turns, she's gonna be burning at least a lot of damage. If it's 2k, it's gonna be 10k of 5, which is, as long as you can last it, it's crazy. She is interesting because she is one of the only servants, I think, at the moment who has spread fire status, which makes her a forefront of the fire comp. There is a fire comp. Oh no, there is a fire comp. It consists of just all characters that just burning very niche together in order to create a booty blast damage or burning damage per turn. And so it is nice, like this. If you don't like the reduced attack, just understand that whenever you inflict fire of any kind, it is 100% damage that charges up 50 per charge. Not the biggest worry in the world, but at the same time, if you somehow made it to 300, god dang, that's a fire spread of 200% for 5 turns. That's actually insane. And the burn lasts for 5 turns too, so as long as people don't have cleanse, you can just wipe the floor the longer the turn goes. Tomoe, like I've said it before, she is a solo mechanic servant. Sad thing about that is that she doesn't do much damage and she doesn't have that much HP. She does have, yeah, she is one of the lower end of the HP and attack side of a lot of things, but that is perfectly okay. Because like I said, if you're soloing, you have this gut. This should be 10-10-10, giving you 2k guts, 3k healing, or 3k max, you right up. Her mat are new. Matagamas are Shimosa, I think. Shimosa? Yeah. So Matagama is going to be Shimosa specialty. So it's going to be a bitch for you to find this a little bit, but essentially this amount is if you clear the main mission, you'll have at least such amount. If not, feels bad for your RNG. Other than that, skill reinforcement. She does eat a lot of shoes. Skill mats galore. She likes to drink a lot. With about it, like it's not the hardest thing in the world. She does eat two golds at the very end. Noble Phantasm. Noble Phantasm is a buster and MP damage by 10% while she's on the field. Not bad, very caring. I don't actually have her. I don't play with her a lot, so I can't really give you too much options. She is good in general. She is very useful in general. Eh, 平均よりやや上という評価にしている。単純に優れた部分はあるわけがないので、MP や星を防ぐなら礼儀。Essentially, best option that it's telling me is that you should get a craft essence that kind of thrives off of MP gain or star gen. Just because her cards are good, it is above average, but she doesn't have anything special to back it up. That is kind of her problem, right? Like, she is oriented herself, and yeah, she is a selfish helper by allowing people to get 19% damage, and then allowing party crit star damage. She's kind of all over the place. That's kind of the problem too. Like, she wants to be a helper, but simultaneously she is selfish. She is kind of mad, you know, a little enchant with madness in this skill here. And then the adrenaline lush and all this stuff is a solo strat here. Overall, like I said, her damage is above average. Her star gain should be above average, and MP gain is a bit above average. Because she's trying to be all over the place, there is no specific for her. So having her a Waver, having her a Merlin, having her a Tomoe, it doesn't matter what you put on her, because in the very end, she can utilize all three of them to achieve her goal. Now, she is Buster focused, yes, because her Noble Phantasm and her Buster will thrive off with Madness Enchantment, Brave Pain, etc. etc. What it is that if you want a comp for her, understand what you're trying to do. Whether it's spamming Noble Phantasm to inflict burn damage, whether you're just going to fucking hit hard as you can with her, or you're trying to do a little bit of both and kind of just stand out and let her do like a side damage while there is another damage dealer. You know what I'm saying? What's that, man? And as a single target damage, chat, yeah, you brought a good point. What you call it, man? In the JP Noble Phantasm category, at this very moment, if you have her MP1, sure you'll do more damage than her. But understand that Satara Anta is a welfare servant, meaning that you're automatically going to get 5. So comparing that damage, it's kind of weird, kind of bad in a sense of a single target archer, where she is Buster, where she does thrive off of double Merlin 40%. Why do that when she can thrive off of not only from her skills, all selfish and invuln pierce, double skadi plus 100 MP gainage availability that can have a possibility of loot. But like you said before, Tomoe is a gamer. I think it did in the fifth one. No, it doesn't say it in anyone, but she is a video game girl that fucked up on in every single caliber, but she's doing her very one of those person that fucks up unintentionally because she's doing her best. But once she creates something, it's the very thing that you don't want to eat, just due to the sheer fact that it's S. Yeah. Tomoe wise, overall, she is a wonderful solo. She is decent solo. Her skills are all over the place, but it does kind of focuses on herself a little bit. She doesn't really have a crit niche. She doesn't really have a super one specific card niche. It is the nice thing about her is that she gives attack buffs to everybody and star generation to everybody, which helps which helps you gain more stars, proc your crit damage of your passive, and the strengthening of 19% and the brave pains that will to come. My best case scenario is to create a fire comp, booty blast, because I'm not gonna lie to you, if you can't do damage, you can burn them to death as long as they do not have any sort of cleanse or heal, etc. Because the inflict burn can stack and can multiply, which is kind of OP. You'll understand why during the challenge. What? Alright, Simple Sign Man. Any question for you so far before I move on to drama? They do always do. No, who do you recommend? I have no idea who is good in lower tier. Everybody Netflix. Everybody's good in lower tier. This game is way different. Like, it's a little simpler, but way different in some things. Spartacus is a top tier farmer. I do agree. He's not bad. He's one of the best 1-star servant with a 30% empty turn. You do have to kind of give him pushes here and there, but other than that, it's good to go. Arash is good too because he can gain a 30% MP simultaneously. His Noble Phantasm is one of the most powerful ones in the game until 10. Uh, da, 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 da. Asperitas, that's a Asperitas, the one that debuffs, or is it the one that's what Asperitas? That's a is it yeah, he doesn't do any damage. He reduces all enemy attack. I think you're talking about Eric the Blood. Pretty sure you're talking about Eric the Blood at you're going AoE, if not Spartacus. That's how I found out Merlin was OP and Herc was good. Han's a budget healer. Oof, OG was really good. I swear it was the one star with present. Timmy and Merlin. Spartacus is a top farmer. Since she doesn't have a specific role slash, what role should she fill in general? Like, should she be a supportive? Uh, See, that's where it comes that she doesn't have a role to fit in. She has a role, and that is carry, but she doesn't have the stat nor the skill to call herself a quote unquote carry. Because her noble phantasm doesn't do as much as it used to. With each time, it's gonna go lower and lower. Um, don't get me wrong, because she does. I think she is the strong. Yeah, she's the strongest Buster 4-star, hands down, without doing anything. Without doing anything. She is one of the strongest 4-star. That is a Buster card. So double Merling it up is very nice. I said Buster. I know there is another 4-star up here that's Arch. That's why I said Buster. Tomoe just... I'd more concentrate on her Noble Phantasm, right? She'll be like a Noble Phantasm launcher with a skill increaser. The good thing about her skill is that it does last 5 turns. Yes, it only lasts 19 and 88% damage increase. But overall, it is 5 turns, so you can spam it if you're not returning. She's definitely not a 3-turn candidate. Definitely not a booty blasting target candidate that you just pour waivers and Berlins onto. But at the same time, she's one of those people that if you have her card, you can kind of charge her card. So she'll be an offensive alignment. Just because she'll line up everything that you guys need, whether it's MP damage on time and party damage. So, like, she has AoE buffs of Star Gen, Attack Gen. But she also has a selfish MP buffs attached to them as well. It says everybody gets the attack, but Tomoe is gonna only get the MP damage. 28. Everybody's gonna get MP. Everybody's gonna get a Star Gen, but I'll be taking all your stars. She gets herself guts one time that lasts forever. She maxes her HP out. Like, she's not bad to sustain out. A Tomoe Merlin might not be bad combo, just because that does support these two comp here, the little combo card, simultaneously with Tomoe and Merlin, allowing you to get a 8 arts card overall in the cart and 4 buster to kind of just get everything rolling. It's nice for her to concentrate on trying to solo, but once you try to solo, you'll understand more that she is a little bit more niche than you like. Skadi wise, she's completely off. Like, when Skadi gets introduced, Tomoe just kind of gets booted off the planet. Gameplay wise, but yeah, as waifu wise, she is a gamer girl. She can't cook shit. She tries her very best. She is an innocent gal. She's not bad as wife. I meant Astroyos. Debuff saves live more times than it really counts. I guess you'll understand that in whatchamacallit. Look at Anastasia. It hurts sometimes. So hopefully that helped you out a little bit there. Simple Sandman. Up to TLDR. If you're going to solo with her, good luck. It is possible to solo with her, but you can't do it. You can't do it without a support. But she will not do the agreeable amount of damage of a solo. Kind of sucks. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see her fucking pop the fuck up, but just doesn't have that caliber. And then I'm pretty sure you're gonna wail for her. So once you get her, you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. Like, use her more. And once you use her more, you probably might get a better idea One of the things that is bad about her is that I have not had her, nor have I played her, so I can't tell you exactly how she feels in gameplay. Exactly. So that kind of sucks too. So theoretically, she can't solo, but like adding a waiver, adding a fucking actually don't know. So what I'll put is like Tomoe Gozen, Helena, waiver, and just kind of arch chain a little bit there. Covers both supportive and MP AoE damage. Single target noble phantasm, burning, deflecting damage. Helena's Helena's all card charge will proc off of everybody's card, simultaneously allowing Tomoe's party damage and MP gain her of her own, allowing Helena's 20% damage to get everybody, plus 20% additional damage from waiver. Crit damage if you want to give it to crit damage if you want to ever give it to Tomoe, just due to the fact that crit damage, star generation, and star absorption will go on to Tomoe. So not only you get an additional 70% MP right off the bat, you will get a 30% crit damage into it too. Kind of buffer a little bit. Like try to make her into a solo. Can make her into a solo. Understand that you have to utilize her ability to support others. That's why I have all the mishmash and then threw in Helena in there. Because you can't Gilgamesh this because this is not an arts comp. Gilgamesh caster equals arts comp, and you're going for arts comp and MP spam. Just because that's where he thrives, period. Helena is a overall, here you go, you got problems, bud. Here's 20 MP to everybody. Here is quick arts buff, buster buff for everyone. We gain 5 stars per turn. In return, I might be able to do MP. Having those two combined together will also cover your MP generation. MP battle of single and AoE, and a little more chance to get a arch chain off of whether it's Tomoe or Surface Helena, and then waiver just being a support there, being a Chad, doing extra damage. Support. All right. I think this will conclude Tomoe. Tomoe is best looked at as Tomoe is best looked at as single. You can solo. I heard it's a little fun to solo with her. If you grail her 100%, which I'm guessing you are, she is pretty fun to solo. I heard. So try that out. Boy. So comboing up from Waiver and Helena, I give that a whirl. And then